All right, here we go. Here we go. Hey everybody, welcome to Lipstick Radio's sound booth. I almost said hangouts because we were having some hang-ups with the hangouts trying to get on here. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in as always. And we have the fabulous today. I'm so excited to interview her. Have the most fabulous, wonderful, most talented Monique Baines in the house. Love and that. I got my boy Smith on the line. You know, he be hanging out with me in the hangouts.
Right, of course.
What's up, y'all?
How you doing, Monique? How you doing, Monique?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. We're so happy to have you on here, and I can't wait to talk to you. But I'm going to jump right into something on your bio I was reading because I'm like, okay, we're like kindred spirits here. So I was looking at the instruments that you play. And
that's the first thing.
Piano, drums, I love it.
That's like the first thing that I'm always asked. I grew up playing different instruments. Do I still play them all is a question. I love music, so throughout my life I just picked up an instrument and put it down just to learn. But yeah, I played the piano by ear. My father taught me. He was in a band, so he played by ear. So he taught me when I was about 4. And then as I got older, I wanted to play the drums and make a whole bunch of noise. And then I wanted to learn how to read notes, so I played the flute. And I played the flute until I was about in high school. But the instrument that always took over was my voice. So, you know, my voice is my #1 instrument.
Absolutely. Definitely that. Now, you know, it's funny because I understand what you're saying because I don't still play either. Not, you know, I wouldn't claim it. Like, don't pull me up on the stage and say, hey, get down. No, it's not going to be like that. But, of course, we still have the ear. We can still read music. But like you, I started as well. I started, piano 2nd grade through to I think junior high. I was just telling Smith the other night. I'm like, I remember that day I was going to try out to play the violin. That's what I wanted to learn. And this girl named Mary Fisher jumped in front of me.
Mary Fisher.
And got the last chair.
With the violin, that is so. See, I never learned how to play this.
Oh my God. I wanted to play it so bad, but she took the last chair, so he gave me the alto sax. So that's what I got stuck with for 4 years until I got to high school. And he didn't want me to play it. He said, oh, no, we're going to put you on percussion. I'm like, okay.
But the sax is sexy. Why not?
You know what? Had I been exposed to the soprano sax that looks a little more sexy for a woman, then I probably would have been like, all right. You know, but we didn't have Kenny G back then, so I'm just saying.
Well, Kenny G got his own hair, so you know he made it okay. No, I'm kidding.
You know what I'm saying?
So yeah.
So tell us about you know, since your voice was your chosen instrument, tell us more about how you started singing, because I hear that you know, from what it sounds like, you have a family that has a musical background.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I don't know if music extends past my parents and to my grandparents, but my mother is a songbird. She sings. She's a beautiful soprano. And my father, as I mentioned, he played in a band growing up. So I guess they found love in music, and I grew up with that. I grew up in the church, and I grew up listening to soul. You know, a lot of the 80s inspired me with Patty and Stevie and even Michael. And so when I got older and I really started to explore my voice, I started to sing more like with jazz and more the classical and more the operatic and more the what we call Negro spirituals, because that's how I trained. And that's how I was able to find, you know, my own unique personal style. So.
Oh, wonderful. So then how did you get into, because I was reading your bio and, you know, see that you've been working with, let's see, let me pull it out here. Let me pull it out. No. So how did you get with, you know, Full Force as, you know, the resident R&B diva?
Okay.
How did that come about?
Okay, so I was introduced to Paul Anthony and Bow-Legged Lou. They were putting together a group, like a City High or Fugees kind of thing.
Yeah.
They had the hip-hop artist, which was Lou Star, who was Bow-Legged Lou's son, and they had Mark Marvelous, who was like a dope choreographer, dope dancer, and they just needed a singer. So they were auditioning, and although they made me audition, they said they already knew that they wanted me to be a part of the group. And called ourselves Diamonds in the Dirt. I learned a ton with those guys. They're legends. You know, for those who don't know, you know, Full Force, they're from the Bullies, from House Party. And, you know, they were behind Lisa, Patti LaBelle, Justin Timberlake. Oh, my God. The list goes on. Britney Spears. And so I was honored to work with them. And we made great music. I learned a lot about recording. We were able to showcase in front of, like, L.A. Reid and a lot of big moguls at the time. And then, you know, eventually we just went separate ways because I decided it was better to just go solo and record my own music. So, but it was a great experience. Definitely was.
Oh my gosh, I love. Okay, so I'm an '80s baby. I can't even say baby. I had one of my babies in the '80s, but
so that definitely qualifies you.
You know, well, I made him. He was coming up doing all the dances with me and stuff like that. 'Cause, you know, how I got in the industry in the beginning was I was a professional dancer, so I was doing a lot of those music videos back in the day when you needed talent to be in the video, not when you needed TNA, okay? That's kind of the way it's gone now. But, yeah, so it had to be a wonderful experience working with them because, I mean, they've been around for a minute, so.
Yeah, they're still going. From what I hear, they got, like, a secret collection of, like, so many different legends and artists on this. Ones that they work with, ones that are now popular. So they have something else coming out. They're always working on something new. And they're really good guys. They are. They call Bow-Legged Lou calls he calls me every year for my birthday, and he does like an impersonation each time, so I never know who it is. But you know.
Oh, that's dope.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. They were in one of my old school favorite movies because, you know, my girl is Sheila E. I love me some Sheila E.
Oh, yes.
And they were in Crush Groove.
Yeah.
That's what inspired you to play the drums, huh?
You know, she inspired me to keep going. She definitely inspired me to keep going because when she hit the scene, I was already out of high school. So she hit the scene, I was like, okay, I want some timbales. But I did have the pleasure of, it was totally by surprise. I lived downtown Los Angeles, so we just happened to be walking downtown, right? And I said, oh, you know what, I've never been to Lucky Strike. Let me go up to Lucky Strike and look around. And the security guard is really sweet, and he said, oh, let me show you around. He says, oh, you guys here for the show? I'm like, what show? He goes, oh, Sheila E.'s performing downstairs at the Conga Room with her family. I'm like, Pete Escovedo, too? I was like, oh, I felt like a little girl. I was like, no, I don't have tickets. I didn't know about it. So long story short, he not only got us in, but he did us a favor and hooked us up and gave us the gold bands. He says, no, you need to go in the elevator. So I ended up sitting with her mom, talking with her sister. Then they pulled me up on stage, and I ended up dancing with her and her entire family. So I was on cloud nine.
That's dope.
That's a nice story right there. See?
Yeah.
That's dope right there.
Absolutely.
And she still looks good. I saw her in an interview. I think it was for it's one of those shows, Unsung. I think I saw her being interviewed. I'm like, she still looks good.
She does. I mean, I was trying to dance and do what they wanted me to do on stage, but I kept looking at her. I was staring at her like, oh my God, is Sheila in the sky? So anyway, I mean, do you have any moments, I'm sure you do, any moments like that from the people that you've worked with, like, you know, who you really have looked up to and who's inspired you from your style of song or just the way they write or produce?
Oh my. I'm really bad at trying to recall moments like that.
But who inspires you? Like, who inspires you the most? Or is it a list?
Nobody. The only people who inspire me are my family and people around me that truly believe in my gift. You know, in this industry, you fluctuate. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. You don't know. Right. And so, like, even to my grandfather, he always on the phone, never give up, keep pursuing your dreams. I'm so proud of you. Down to, like, my little niece or nephew who's like, oh, I love you, auntie, look here, you know. So, and when you hear things like that, or just, you know, on the internet, somebody that I don't even know who reaches out and says, I love your song, like your song made me feel or do something, you know, like feel a certain way, and that's the type of feedback that I like, and that's how I'm inspired. But like, I mean, musically, since we were on the subject of Full Force, they were so, what's the word? They were very nurturing, and sometimes as an artist, you are your own biggest critic. So
Yep.
they helped me to, right? So
Yes,
they really
yes.
helped me to embrace a certain style that I had that I really didn't push before, and just be myself. So since we were on the subject of them, they were definitely one of my biggest influencers. I
You
can't
must be
speak
sipping.
English now.
You've been sipping already?
Word. Influenciation. There you go. That's a word.
Ah, man.
Oh my goodness. Well, you know what, and that's what it's all about, and that's kind of like the thought process behind Lipstick Radio. I really love the indies, and I'm behind the scenes. I don't just do the radio show. I'm just spinning your music. That's it. I really, really love helping to motivate, because you know, from what you just said, it means a lot. It really means a lot when someone believes in you, when someone's touched by something you put out. You know, it kind of validates, you know what, I guess I am kind of good at this thing, right? So, you know, it's really great to hear that, you know, you get that feedback from your songs and things of that sort.
Thank you.
So, on that note of being an indie, what is it like for you being an indie artist, and what do you do, you know, on your grind? Because everybody always is using that word grind, but not everybody knows how to grind. So,
That is Smith, you about to say something?
Nah.
no. Like, nah.
This is also one of my biggest influenceations since I made up that word. How, as far as the grind goes, I have been recording for a while, and when I was really in it, there was a time when somebody else was paying for it, and then there was a time when I was supporting myself. Now, the difference is, when you're supporting yourself, you have complete creative control. It is the best. You're nobody else's dime. You're not pressured by anybody. You don't have to do what anybody else says. You don't have to do what they say. Because when I was signed, I kind of felt that I was being pushed to be someone that I wasn't, and I was highly uncomfortable. From day to day, there were times when I was like, what am I doing? Why do I have to do this? I feel corny. You know, like, it's just different. However, when I decided to completely go independent and not be signed to anybody and do it myself, it is harder because it takes longer. If you want quality, which is what I always want, which means a great mix, great recording, great video, great photo shoot, it takes more than just a favor for a favor, which is what a lot of people do. And it can work depending on who's doing your favor. However, I didn't want to do it that way. I wanted to invest in my own product, and that's what I did with the EP Part 1. So it took a little longer than necessary, but in the end, I have a great product that I'm happy to show for. People will look at it and they think that they think I'm signed. So that is great. You know, package and presentation is everything. What also is hard as an indie is promo. You know, you need a team. You need to be out in the street. You need to be out there with the DJs. Email, viral, like making things go viral. Sometimes you gotta pay for certain things to happen. So I mean, if you're doing that yourself and you don't really have an investor or a support team, then it's gonna take longer, and it's probably going to slow down your grind. So
Absolutely.
being indie is a lot of components that have to work together in harmony. So
I mean, because essentially you're being the label for yourself. So instead of having, like you said, that support and that team, all those different departments behind you, you know, like booking and marketing and, you know, PR and all of this stuff, it's all you. And a lot of people don't understand that. And they don't understand that you do have to pay for it.
Exactly, and it's not cheap. See, now there's an industry based off independent artists. So everybody's trying to get the independent artist money. Hey, I can shoot this video for you. Hey, I can do this radio promo for you. But let me tell you, it's gonna cost $500 to stop. It's gonna cost $1,000 to blast. And I'm like, okay, great. What do you really think you're gonna do for me? Because honestly, there are some people who have approached me, and I have done way more for myself, or people who just love your music and want to help you off the love of it. They do way more for you than some of these companies that approach you and you pay them. So you really have to be careful who you choose, who you select, who you work with. Let them show and prove first, and then, you know, invest or exchange service for payment. You can't just trust anybody. So that's a job in itself.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And you know what? That's a good point that you bring up. You do have to let people show and prove. Is there something that sticks out as like a red flag that you don't even have to wait for them to show and prove? You already know that they're full of it. Never mind. Don't call me. Don't bother me. Like, what is the one thing that sticks out to you?
You know what?
Yes, just come to you.
For anything in life, to be honest, is show and prove. That's all. Actions speak louder than words.
Mm-hmm.
That goes for anything. That goes for friends, you know, boyfriend, business.
Especially boyfriends, okay?
Uh-oh.
If you want to do something, do it. And that goes for me, too, because you know what? I genuinely want to help people. But there's not enough time in a day to help everyone you may promise. So I'll say, listen, remind me, or I'll let you know. I don't automatically say, yes, I'm going to do something.
Right.
Because in the end, I may be making myself look a certain way where I'm not honoring my word. So I've definitely learned to, like, just be like, okay, listen, let me think about it, or I'll get back to you, or I'll see what I can do. Like, those are the terms. That's what you should say. Don't just say, oh, yeah, don't worry, I got you, I'll do that for you. And then 3 weeks later, you're chasing down this person and they haven't done anything for you. So.
No, it's true. It's true, because I'm all about your word. I had somebody say something to me about 3 weeks ago in a meeting, and they're saying, well, what is your expectations of us then? I'm like, you know what I expect? I said, I really don't have any other than just do what you told me you were going to do.
Right.
I didn't make you say it. You did
Right.
what you said you was going to do.
And if someone's serious, they're going to approach you. They'll call you. They'll email you. If you're asking them for figures or a plan, they'll get back to you within that time limit that they've given you. If it's 3 days, 4 days gone by and they haven't done anything, I typically just move on.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, you're generous. Usually mine is 48 hours. And I'm done.
Wow.
Because, I mean, at some point, I mean, I get things happen because sometimes I get delayed, but I will always get back to you at least within 48 hours. And even if I couldn't get you what you need, like when I first met Smiz and I was like, okay, I'm going to call you. And then I couldn't call right then, but I kept texting him saying, you know what, I haven't forgot about you.
This is no joke. Smiz is on it.
Yeah, I'm going to be on it.
Don't wait. You don't need to give him 48 hours.
Nah, I'll be on it.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like I was dropping the ball because I couldn't call him back when I was supposed to, but at least I was texting and saying, look, you know what, I didn't forget about you. I'm about to call. I'm going to call you. I haven't forgotten. I'm going to call you. And I did.
Well, I appreciate it.
And then that's all I expect. You know, like we all get caught up. Things happen at the last minute. You know, just say, hey, you know what, I haven't forgotten. I'm just a little tied up right now, and I'll be there. You know?
Right.
It just takes communication.
Of course. As long as the job gets done in the end and everybody's happy, it's all that matters.
Right.
Absolutely. That's all I want. So little birdie just told us that you just dropped your first music video last week.
I wonder who that birdie was.
Hold up, Mobe. Hold up. How's that your first music video? What about Slime?
So
I think that's what you have, Khymberlee. I think that's what was in the email, finish line. I don't even think, because I don't have pin code.
Okay. So let me clarify.
Yeah, please.
Pinko is my first official solo debut.
Okay, okay.
Finish Line was a duet with a hip hop artist named Clap Cognac, and we shot it in Israel and New York. We shot it about maybe a year and a half ago. It was a part of a project where we were promoting peace and unity through music, because in Israel, there is conflict between Muslims and Jews, or Israelis and Palestinians, and even their surrounding countries, and even all over the world there's a lot of conflict between Muslims, Jews, and Christians, kind of. So we just wanted to show how people of different racial backgrounds and ethnicities and religions, and maybe even sex, because I'm a female and there's males, whatever, but just people of different backgrounds can come together and make music. So Finish Line was a song talking about our journey as artists, because both Clap and I have been in the game for just about the same amount of time, and we worked in the industry. I used to work in the industry, and so did he, and how even that wasn't like a door or way to get in, and like just, oh, look, I'm famous, I'm on the radio. It takes a lot of hard work. And we met up with some producers and other artists in Israel doing the same thing. They have the same grind. Their studios look just like our studios. They smoke the same whatever. They drink the same whatever. And they make the same music. The only difference is they can speak a couple more languages than I can speak. But we had the same message, and that's, it's a grind, and actually that's exactly what the song is about. Through the journey, it's been a storm. It's been a grind. And we won't stop until we cross the finish line. So that's what the song is about. And the fact that we had Israel and New York in the video kind of bridges the journey that we made, so to speak. However, I enjoyed the Israel part shooting a lot better because it was warm, the food was great, we were on the beach. And certain shots were in Jerusalem as well, so that was pretty cool.
Oh my goodness.
Just in the cold in Times Square. I'm over that, but yeah.
That was the dress code issue?
Your first video, like, well, I say your first solo video. By the way, I got what you were saying, so I knew it was your first solo video. Yeah. But, what was that like for you? Like, who did the concept? Did you have total creative control? Like, you did your concept and all of that?
Yep. So it's a duet. I wrote my part. Clap wrote his part. We collabed on the hook, and the track itself, honestly, kind of just spoke to us and was like, "This is what I'm going to be about," because the track was so deep. It was just so somber and hard. It was just like, it was a nice. The piano kind of struck out at me as a story that needs to be told. So we was like, finish line, like, we haven't gotten to the finish line yet. So we was like, yeah, that's the name of the song. And then around that, we wrote the verses and the hook. The producer and our manager as well agreed that, this is the message you need to put out there so that people know that it's not just you or them, that everybody goes through this. And I was like, okay. So the finished product has inspired a lot of people. So, especially in the Middle East.
Oh, wow. That sounds exciting. I'm so happy for you. Congratulations. So, what other projects do you have in the fire? Because we know I'm sure Full Force has rubbed off of you, so I'm sure you always got something brewing.
Well, I other than the release of my video and promoting Pin Code, I am going to release another single probably next month called You Deserve. And I love to continue releasing singles. Little known fact about me is that I am back in school for voice and speech and language therapy, so that I can use my gift in other ways to work with children and even adults.
Wow, that's beautiful.
So with school and music, it's it's slowed down a little bit, but the fact that I'm still able to record, put out a single, that fact that I was able to put out the video, keeps me very happy. It keeps the fans happy. Everybody's always waiting for something. So my plan is to at least have the EP Part 2 out, by this year or later on this year.
Oh, wow, that's going to be exciting. Well, we got to drop that on Lipstick Radio. And besides that, Pin Code is going to be in rotation on Lipstick Radio. So, and I'll be tagging you and letting you know when that happens, hopefully before the end of this week, actually.
Oh, wow.
And I'll make sure you have everything. I'm sure Smith will too. But yeah, I'll get that video over. So you haven't seen Pin Code yet?
No, I didn't yet. I'm excited to see that.
You gotta give me the link, Mobe. I don't have. I seen you post it, but I didn't have the link. I just shared it from how you shared it.
Nah, it's cool. I will send it to you so you guys can view it.
Absolutely, please do, because I've been hearing so much about you. I've heard about you before, but I didn't know all the nuts and bolts that we're getting to now. So I'm very, very, very honored to be able to talk to you and interview.
I'm honored to have just been invited on the show. Thank you. I even put on the bright red lipstick, but I don't know if
Oh yeah, I see that.
I gotta show. I was looking for purple lipstick, but I couldn't find it. And I was like, well, maybe that would kind of clash. So let me just look for the red. But yeah.
Khymberlee, remember what I told you? I told you, Khymberlee.
Lip gloss is popping.
Smith did say that. He was like,
Smith's got lipstick too. See, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. He's like, nah, don't play. No, don't play. I'm sorry.
Put the dress on bit strip. Nah, we're not going there.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you thought I forgot about that? You put
had a bit strip war. I didn't do it.
Had a bit strip war going on. I left it alone though. You won.
Oh my goodness.
No. You won, Smith. Anyway.
I told you, Khymberlee, that lipstick thing. We gotta get that.
I know he did. He says, "Are you gonna come out with a lipstick line?" I'm like,
something.
You know what? And I might give that to my daughter because my 26-year-old, the one that was here earlier today, she is one of MAC Cosmetics' top makeup artists. So and. I
gotta fly to LA so she can do my makeup.
Exactly. Connect the power.
Oh, that's right. You're in Atlanta. You're out there with our A&R person. Are you in Atlanta?
I'm in New York.
Oh, New York. I thought you said Atlanta.
No.
New York.
Atlanta's New York.
I've only been in New York.
I'm from New York. I can't talk like a New Yorker or whatever. I make fun of the way I say coffee.
Coffee?
And people make fun of the way I say coffee, and I'm like, well, how am I supposed to say it? And they're like, coffee? I don't know.
It's funny because I always know someone from Boston. I used to have a boss that was from Boston, and I swear, it must be an official word they have to learn how to say, and it's bastard. He's such a bastard.
Oh, I gotta park my car.
Yeah.
Sorry for all you Bostonians or whatever out there. I know you making fun of my coffee, so it's okay.
I think it's cute. I love it. I like it. But Melina couldn't be on the call, but Melina's from Delaware. But she's here, but that's where she grew up, so her stomping grounds is Philly and all of that. So I make her say jump, because she goes, it's going to jump off. She always jump.
So, I don't think I've ever met anybody from Delaware, ever.
I got people out
I know. I was like,
I've driven through Delaware so many times. What happened?
I got people. I used to be out in Delaware, but Delaware is... I'm gonna just Delaware. I'm gonna just leave it at that. Delaware is
I've never met anybody from Delaware. That is.
I think he was the first one I met from Delaware.
Delaware's small though, but still, you always meet somebody from some other random state, but Delaware, that's the first.
I know, especially us. I'm like, really? We there too?
No, it's a lot of black people in Delaware, to be honest.
I found that out. I'm like, no, it's Other Compton. Okay, got it.
You driving down I-95, you pass through Delaware, you will see some black folk up in Delaware.
The funny thing is, they kind of southern. To be upstate, they rather southern than Delaware.
Yeah.
Country out there. In Wilmington, at least. Wilmington, what's the other part? That's like Newcastle. Y'all don't know what I'm talking about, right?
No, I know. I've heard of Newcastle.
It's close to Chester, PA. That's like, it's close. I used to live out in Wilmington for a couple of years, so.
Oh, there you go. You're the first. You're the first. Miss Smith, I still haven't met you, so you don't count. You're not the first.
I'm not from Delaware, though. I'm not from Delaware. I know, it's all good.
Well, Monique, is there anything else that we want the audience to know about the fabulous Monique Baines and her ventures and her life and all the wonderful things she's been involved with? Because I know you're trying to be a little humble, but remember, I got the memo, okay? I got the memo.
Right, exactly.
So, you know, she trying to be all humbleized. Don't make me read this on air now.
Say humbleized? Did you just make up a word too?
I did. That's humbleization for you.
Hilarious. I mean, I'm just moving forward with what I've started as an independent artist, and I want people to know that I do have an EP, Part 1, out on iTunes, called Monique Baines EP Part 1. I made it really simple, and there's 5 great songs on there, different styles. I have your hip-hop, slow tempo. I have your kind of like pop, R&B, and I have Pin Code. Everyone loves Pin Code. You also hear Finish Line on there. There's a remix to Detox, and now, like I said, next month I'll probably start releasing new singles from the EP Part 2. The official release, unknown. But find me on iTunes and hit me up on Facebook, hit me on Twitter, Instagram. I will be your friend. I'm not bougie up on it. Don't get mad if you like my pictures and I don't respond. I do respond. I know some people about that, but nah, you know, I like to hear back from my fans. I like feedback. I like input. I like to know what you like to hear so that I could keep putting out the same good stuff. So thank you.
Well, make sure they know where to find you on Twitter and Facebook. So give them your Twitter handles and all of that.
Like I said, I keep it simple.com. Now, it's Monique Baines. You find me, Baines, Monique Baines, at Twitter. On Facebook, I have a fan page. Instagram, same name. The website I took down, I'll probably put it back up when I have everything set for the EP Part 2. But hit me on any of those social websites, and I will gladly be your friend. So there you go.
We'll be friends to the end. Heidi ho.
Heidi ho. Friends forever. Wait. Whose show was? Oh, they have to do the white girl voice. I won't do it because.
Yeah, you just instantly jump coaches right there.
But yes, thank you so much, Khymberlee. It's been a pleasure, and thank you for inviting me and having me, Smiz. Thank you again for, always pushing me for it.
Right. We need some drops. You gotta do some drops. We need some white girl drops.
No.
I'm like totally listening to Lipstick Radio. Totally.
Wait,
Yeah.
can you do that again? Do that again.
Like totally listening to Lipstick Radio. Like
You can't even do it.
Yeah, I can't do it.
No, it's supposed to be like this, man. It's supposed to be like this, okay? Like totally. You don't like listen to like Lipstick Radio, like for sure? Like really?
Wait, you gotta twirl the hair.
You gotta
Like, oh my God!
You need some gum.
There you go. I didn't even have to do it. You guys have it all down packed.
Well, that's because I'm down here with the Valley Girls. Hey.
Oh.
Hey. You had like 101, like the best training out there.
You do. You really do. Well, thank you so much, Monique, for joining us. I really, really appreciate you, and I'm so excited. I'm going to look for that link when we get off of here so I can watch the video. And for everybody out there, Pin Code will be in rotation. Let's say, I'm going to say Thursday so I can get it from you tonight and then get it into the station.
I'm going to send it to you right now.
Yes,
as we're on.
You should already had it. I thought I sent it.
Do I have it? Do I have it? Did Smiz slip or did I slip?
No, I didn't slip. I sent it.
Oops.
Oh, she about to do it. Let me find out you about to sing it live.
Hey, it is sound booth. I don't know. We may need some sound in this booth. I don't know.
Right?
Oh my God! Wait.
The link. You take a look
There
at
we
it.
go. I got it. I got
That's
it.
the video, right?
You got the link also.
Okay.
I got it. I just saw it.
You do have the song though, right? I believe I did send it to you.
Yeah,
but if not,
you did.
Monique, you can send it.
I
to
just looked at it. You did.
Okay.
And I'm getting it in rotation, so you'll be getting tagged all up and down on Twitter.
Oh, and well, I'm the tag queen back. I will get you too. And no, you have to show love. So yeah, thank you.
Well, Smiz will tell you I'm like the Twitter queen, so I'm always on Twitter. And but part of the show, though, we tweet out everyone who we tag. We name the song and the artist Twitter handle in the tweet so that people know what they're listening to. That's our way to help promote the song as well.
Yes, artists have so much to be thankful for. See, artists should be grateful to people as yourself and the DJs. You gotta love the DJs. And that's one thing, whenever like a DJ asks, they have to say, Mo, who's the most important person when it comes to music? And I was like, of course, it's the video jockeys, the DJs, the promoters. That's who's most important when it comes to your music. So thank you again, Lipstick.
Absolutely. My pleasure. When we sign off here online, I want you to hold on because I do want to share something with you that I think you're going to get excited about.
Okay.
So,
yeah, I'm not going to.
The fans are like, hey, I want to know too. What's up? Y'all going to know soon enough. Trust me. Trust and believe. Y'all going to know soon enough. But anyway, you guys, thank you so much for joining us here on Lipstick Radio Sound Booth. And we have another fabulous person that we're going to interview tomorrow, so I'm excited about that. And that is, tell us, Ms. I'm going to let you have the spotlight. Tell us, Ms.
You want me to tell her? Oh, that's Chanel Red. Chanel Red, the Writers Rumble, Big Draws, music group. She go hard. She go hard. I got to connect y'all, Monique.
I know her.
No. Yeah, I got to. Oh, word? You already know Chanel?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Wonderful. Then, if you have time, maybe you can join us back again tomorrow, and we can all have our powwow.
I know she remembers me, but I know I'm.
Well, you got to be on. We're gonna make her remember you.
I remember meeting some writers from Big Draws, and she was one of them. She's cool. She's good people.
So you know Tanisha too? You know Tanisha too, huh?
All right, you guys. Well, we're going to sign off of here. Thanks to everybody for tuning in to Lipstick Radio Sound Booth. As you heard, tune in tomorrow. It's going to be another great interview. And obviously, for those of you who have missed this, you're watching it on the replay because it'll be on our Google Plus page as well as Lipstick Radio's YouTube page, which is everything is Lipstick Radio. So all you got to do is Google, and you'll find us everywhere. We everywhere you want to be. We like Visa. Okay? All right, you guys. Until next time, peace.